Okay, so this is a bit of a strength flow. It's particularly cold down here on this late January morning, so we're going to do a little bit of rolling out of the hips and the legs to warm things up. So you'll need your foam roller, and then of course you'll need some weights nearby. I've got a bunch of variations there, 5s, 8s, and 10s. So, and we're going to do some standing arm work in a bit. So you can decide which one is right for you. So we're going to start with the foam roller down on the mat. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put my foam roller down on the mat and I'm going to start seated, hands back, knees over to the right, and we're just going to warm up. Roll out gently the whole right tush hip area. So you can kind of continue to move your legs around. It's almost like you're rolling out your hip in a circular motion. I'll go one direction a few times, and then I'll go the other direction a few times. Which is challenging. And then I'm going to move over to the opposite hip. So knees over in the other direction. And then I'll go the other way. And then I'm going to come back towards the center, and I'm going to scooch back and bring the foam roller underneath the calves. So there's a couple of ways you can do this depending on how intense you want it to be. You can bring the foam roller right underneath the center of your calves. You can bring your hands behind you, and you can do some gentle rolling out of both calves at the same time. More intense is bringing one leg to the center, crossing the other one on top. This is awful. This is way too intense for me. Third option, this is the one I like the best, is coming off to the side and planting one foot on the ground so you can roll out the opposite half. I like to relax the foot, and just like we did with the hip, you kind of move your foot so you can roll the calf out in a circular motion. And I usually go one direction a few times and then go the other way. And then over to the other leg. So plant one foot on the ground and roll it out. And I'm going the other direction with my circle. Relax the foot along the way. And then tush comes down. Now I'm going to kneel in front and bring myself on the foam roller so it's right center my quads. And I'm going to start by rolling out the top portion of the quads, I'll go down about halfway and then up to the pelvis and again halfway. I'll do that about 10 times. And then you can do the lower half just above the knee. Please don't roll onto your knee. And then up halfway. And then you can do the whole quad, starting just above the knee and going all the way to the pelvis. Adjust your arms however you need to. Good to notice if one side feels really different from the other. Ooh, that is something. And then I'm gonna scooch myself back and bring the foam roller underneath my back, somewhere around the shoulder blade region. Hands behind the head. And then I'm gonna lift my tush and just gently roll to the base of the neck and then back, let's say mid back. And breathing. Rolling back and forth. Tush is lifted, by the way, if that's not obvious yet. And then I'm gonna stop midway, move my feet a little closer, and then try and roll out down to the base of the ribs. And then back up to the shoulder blades. Down to the base of the ribs. A few more. And then I'll stop about midway. My foam roller is really moving around today. So I'll stop midway, and then I'll work on mobility here by bringing the head down. And back up with a deep breath. And you can always adjust where your tush is, which will give you sort of a different feeling as you move up or down through the spine. And then I'm going to choose a place right below my shoulder blades, just about there. And I'm going to bring my head back. I feel comfortable to put my head down. And then I'm going to bring my arms wide and just let this stretch happen with a few deep breaths. You can even bring your feet together and your knees wide. And then the knees come back up again. Hands come behind the head. Exhale, curl forward. And then I'm going to come around, hands behind the thighs. Come all the way up to sit. And I'm going to do a quick little core activation here on the foam roller. You can twist it around and bring the bottom of the foam roller underneath your tush. And then lie down long ways. And just be there for a sec with the arms a little bit wider and the feet about as wide as your own hips. And drawing the abdominals in to stabilize. One leg is going to come up and then back down, and then the other side. One leg at a time. This is a great opportunity to take some nice deep breaths, to adjust the arms either in towards your foam roller or away from your foam roller. So you can just focus on stabilizing right through your midsection and being able to easily lift one leg, bring it down and switch. Or just do a few more here. Your pelvis can remain pretty still here. You don't have to tuck or arch the pelvis. And I'll do one more each way. And then bring the feet down. Walk your feet a little bit wider than they just were, because now the feet are going to stabilize. Arms can come in right by your sides. I'm going to straighten my arms, lift my elbows, and just keep my palms on the ground. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, expand through your waist, and then exhale, deeply draw the abdominals in. And then we're going to keep the breath moving and let the arms move. Arms are going to come back all the way towards the wall behind you. And you can circle the arms out to the sides and then come back with your palms down. So for me, when I bring my arms back, my palms end up looking straight up towards the ceiling. Try your abdominals here. And then the arms are going to come out to the sides. As they come around for the circle, you rotate through the palm and end up back where you started, palms down. We're going to do one more like this. Reach back all the way around. As you come around, rotating, end up palms down. We're going to reverse. Come on back out along the way. Rotate, reaching back, and come back close to the body, back down on the floor. And again, as you open the arms wide, rotate through your palms, reach back, and one more time like this. Nice deep breaths. Widen the arms, rotate, and then come all the way back down. And actually, let's bring the arms back up, keeping your palms forward. Bend your elbows east and west and let your elbows come as close to the ground as they can. If you can bring them to the ground, great. Now you're going to bring your palms back towards the floor. The backs of the hands will come towards the floor and the palms will look straight up. And then come back up where you started and go the opposite way down towards the floor. Hands up, fingertips up. Palms back, now the palms, as your hands move back, look upward. And you'll do that a few more times. Down, and up, down. One more each way. And then come all the way back in. Bring your arms in somewhat close, a little bit of space between your hips and your hands, and palms down. Walk your feet back in towards one another one more time. So now I'm going to bring one leg into tabletop. I'll really try and draw the abdominals in as much as I can, and then the other leg comes up too. So adjust your hands so you can balance how much you want to. Closer hands is more work, wider hands is a bit more support. So keeping the knees over your belly button or your ribs, pulling the belly button in, one heel down to the floor and back up, and the other heel. Breathe, just 3 more here. 3. 2 more. 1 more each way. And then feet come all the way back down. Before we roll off of here, scoot your feet in towards one another and then let the knees go out wide and just give yourself a nice deep breath here. You can let your legs kind of rock from one side to the other, keeping the shape that they're in. And then we'll come back to the center. Knees come back up. We're going to roll to the side, push the foam roller away, and just for a minute, let yourself be flat and enjoy that awesome feeling through the spine. Take a nice deep breath here. One more. Good. Arms are gonna come right in by your sides. Let's just activate the back of the body here. So keeping your arms long, feet scooch in towards your tush a little bit. We're gonna bring the hips about halfway up. And you're just gonna kind of hold here for a second. Let your neck be long. Find all of your toes pushing into your sneaker or the floor. Find the inside and the outside of your heel. Ever so gently tuck your pelvis, not so you're in a tucked position, but so it feels like your pelvis is kind of looking straight up at the ceiling instead of being in an arched position, okay? So what I do sometimes, I bring my hands to my hip bones, and I just gently press my hip bones up into my hands, or the bones of my pelvis. And then I'm gonna come down back with my arms, and I'm just gonna hold here again for another 5, 4, 3, 2. Now just continue to hold, take a nice deep breath here, and then slowly roll down through the spine. And then relax the pelvis completely. Big breath. We're gonna roll to the side and come on up, hands and knees. Okay, hands right under shoulders, knees not too far apart. I'm gonna bring my hips back and then my upper body forward. See if you can keep your spine relatively neutral for this. It's just a gentle rock back and forth. Adjust your hands if you need to. This is a good little way to warm up the wrists, the shoulders. Continue to warm up the abdominals. Quick check-in with where your head is here. You're not kind of released down there. Try and keep your head just as an extension of what your spine is doing. Eyes looking down at the ground. Let's do about 6 more here. Breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. And then come back in, hands under shoulders. Bring your legs together, your knees and your feet together. Draw the abdominals in, just gently push the ground away. Extend one of your legs out behind you, reaching the heel back and the crown of the head forward, so that you've got a little bit of a two-way stretch happening. And then come right back in and put the knee down. And then the opposite leg here. Again, reaching the heel backwards and the crown of the head forward. And then coming right back in. Do that a couple more times here. Along the way, really kind of focus on pushing the ground away, drawing the abdominals in, and think about this like it's a one-leg plank. So there's lots of attention to what's happening in your core. We're gonna extend the left leg and hold. Pull the belly in as if you're gonna start to do a plank. Instead, lift and lower that back leg. Lift and lower. 5 more. 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and then pull the leg in, extend the opposite leg, draw the abdominals in, and again, lots of energy through your midsection. Instead of doing a plank, lift and lower the opposite leg. Lift and lower. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bend the knee and come on back in. Curl your toes forward for a moment and sit back towards your heels. Bring the arms forward a little bit. Let your head hang and scoop into your abdominals so it becomes like a stretch for the middle back here. Lifting your back towards the ceiling and reaching your fingertips away from you. Head is hanging down. Big breath here. And then come on back. Where you started, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna extend that left leg out again. So it's kind of the same energy as the plank. Push the ground away, pull the belly in. The back leg is going to come up. I think about this like it's a windshield wiper. The leg is going to go over to the right, up, and over to the left. Over to the right, up, over to the left. In and out. Let's do 4 more. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1, and then bring the leg back where you started, and we'll extend the opposite leg. Draw the abdominals in, and now the right leg. In and out. Over the left, over the right. Taking some nice deep breaths along the way. And 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then bring the leg back down. One more time here, sit back on your heels. Don't slide your hands all the way forward like you would for a rest position. This is more of a reach and then a deep scoop of the belly so you can expand through your mid-upper back here. And then you can take even a deeper breath into the back, into the ribs, and let your head be heavy. And then come back to the hands and knees again. So we're going to come now into a seated position. You can scooch back and bring your feet into this Z-sit position. I have my right foot against my left thigh. And I'm going to use, you can give your wrists, it keeps a little stretch here. We were losing them a bit. I'm going to bring my hands behind me, but maybe try gentle hands behind you, like maybe just your fingertips. If you have to bring your whole hand back, that's totally fine. I'm going to try to use a little bit less pressure through the hands. So fingertips back, keep your feet where they are, and then bring your knees over to the other side of the room. And then we're going back and forth. Very good. This is a great little measurement of how your mobility is through the knees and the hips. If you'd like to up the ante a little, you can bring your hands up and just kind of hold them in front of your chest and see how that goes, okay? Use your hands behind you if you need to. We'll do 2 more here. You naturally will end up on the other side of the room. Like I just continue scooching over. And then let's come back towards the center. I'm going to scooch myself back. We'll come back, how about feet to the right, knees to the left, and we're just going to do a quick stretch here. Right hand to the right ankle. You can pull yourself upright the best you can. And then bring the left arm over and a big stretch over to the right. Woo! Inhale, come up. And exhale, stretch. 1 more. And exhale. And then bring the arm down. Bring the legs over to the other side. Right foot against the left thigh. Holding on with your left hand to your ankle. Arm to the ceiling. Get yourself as upright as you can and stretch over. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Inhale. And lift as you reach over. Last one here. And stretch. Come back to the center. And then bring the arms down. We're going to come up to stand. In order to come up to stand, we're going to come to our knees. Okay? Come to your knees. We're going to do both legs here. So first, let's do the left leg and bring your left leg forward. Try to get your left foot underneath your right knee. We're just going to switch legs a couple times. Bring the left leg back and bring the right leg forward. Just a quick note here. You can always bring a chair next to you or hang onto the wall or use your foam roller if you need to stabilize more, okay? Help yourself. Help yourself if you need that. I'm going to bring my left leg forward again, and then 1 more time through the right leg. okay? Coming back to the left, I'm gonna curl my right toes forward, take a nice deep breath, and come up to stand. And of course, we're gonna go back down because we need to do it from the other side too. Come all the way down carefully. We're switching the legs, left leg back, right leg forward. Left toes forward, take a nice deep breath. All the way up. Ooh, a little wobbly. And then step forward. Okay, very nice. It's a really great little series to practice. Okay, we're gonna start doing some arm and balance standing work here. I'm gonna start with my fives here and work my way up in weight. I'm just gonna grab a really quick drink of water. And grab my 5-pound weights. Okay. So I'm going to start feet somewhat close to one another, parallel. You can also do heels together, toes apart, if you prefer that. Arms right by your sides. Let's find our tall spine here. Think head back. Head sits right on top of the rest of the body. Try and get your shoulders fairly relaxed and your chest open. And first, keeping the shoulders still, we're going to move the head right and left and right. As you go over to the left, you can kind of reach down with your right knuckles. One more each way here. You're breathing. And then we're coming back to the center. Again, head is back, sitting on top of everything else. Arms right by your sides. I'm just going to rotate first and have the palms look outward instead of inward. And then I'm going to rotate again all the way in the opposite direction. Okay, so the arms remain straight. Rotate through the palms so they look backward and then maybe even out to the sides. And rotate all the way around as far as you can go. One more each way here. And rotate. And back. Good. Come back to palms facing your sides here. Keeping your elbows straight. Curl the knuckles up and then out. And then up. And then out. 3 more. 3. And 2. 1 more each way. Good. And then right by your sides, okay? So now we're gonna let the arms move a little bit, keeping yourself lifted, belly button is in. Easy bicep curl up here and just hold here for a quick second. Think about lifting nice and tall to support all this and then resisting the weights as you go back down. Easy bicep curl up, hold for just a second, and then resist the weights on the way down. We're just gonna do 5 more like this. At the top, hold, and then resist. 4 more. Up and resist. And 3. And resist. And 2. Resist. Last one here. Up. Resist on the way down. Good. Holding right here. One way to add in a very simple little balance component here is to keep your hips nice and still, to bend one knee and just rest your weight. I'm now resting almost all of my weight in my right foot. My left foot doesn't even need to be lifted. You can keep your toes down or lift your foot. It's up to you. I'm just going to keep a gentle toe to the ground so I can stand and lift. Arms by your sides, straight out. I'm going to do 4 just like this. 3, 2, last one. And then back down. Now hold, switch your feet. Stand tall into your left foot. You can lift or not. Even just keeping most of your weight in your left leg is a great way to work on your balance. 4 and 3 and 2 and last one here. and back down. Good. Switching again. Put most of your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee, toes up or down. Bend and bring the weights right in front of your shoulders, okay? So we're gonna keep the right arm where it is. Left arm up, right arm up. Left arm up, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4. Come on back down and pause. Resist the weights as you come down. Switch your feet. Right foot up, standing tall into your left leg. Belly button is in. Bring your weights up and pause here. And up. And 2. And 3. 4 and 4. And then come down, come all the way down, okay? Just for a moment, keep your weights where they are. We're gonna move the feet and the ankles a bit, just for a moment. And feel free to come closer to a wall or a chair, or you can put your weights down for this, okay? We're just gonna let the ankles and the feet move a little bit like they should be able to move when we're out in the universe. You can kind of let your feet roll out to the side and then come back in and let your feet come in a little bit towards one another. Let your feet roll out. Please proceed with caution if you have any ankle injuries or pain or anything here. This is a really nice thing to practice. Something like this happens out in the world and I'm likely to be down on the ground. So this is a really nice thing, mobility of the ankle. I'm just gonna do this 3 more times. 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Now come back center. Feet not too far apart. Let's do heels together, toes apart. Standing really nice and tall. Push all your toes down into your shoes or the floor. Slowly lift. See if you can keep your heels together. And then slowly roll back down. And lift. And lower. We're going to do 5 more. 5. And 4. And 3. 2 more. And last one here. And lower all the way down. Come back to parallel feet. Okay, we're gonna do some of that stuff again. If you wanna up your weight here, go from 5s to 8s or 5s to 6 or stay with 5s, whatever you want. I'm gonna see how 8s feel right now for this next bit. Similar exercises to what we just did. Always please pick up your feet, your weights, use your abdominals. Try to move around with your weights. Use like having an awareness of how you're grabbing your weights, picking them up from the ground. Okay, so we're coming back here to this first exercise that we did, which is the bicep curl, resisting the weight on the way down. Starting head back, standing tall, abdominals in. We're bicep curling up, and then we're slowly lowering. And again, up, slowly lowering. And 6. And 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one here. All the way down. Hold here for a moment. Let the arms feel heavy. Bring your head over to one direction. Roll around through the center to the other side. You're breathing. And then go back where you just came from. Try to keep your shoulders relatively still. And then one more over to the other side. And then back where you came from. And then come back to the center. Okay? For this one, we're going to try to do that balance-ish exercise. So I'm going to start with my weight into my right foot. I'm bending my left knee. You can either keep your leg lifted or just the toes down. Primarily your weight is in your right foot. Lift and stand tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hold and we switch. Standing tall into the left leg, light into the right. 4, 3, 2, last one. And down. Good. Relax at the bottom. Stand into both feet for just a moment and hold here. Pull your head back. Look right and behind you. And then center and left and behind you. And one more each way. And left. Come back to the center. Bend your left knee. Bring your right foot, pushing it down to the ground. We bring the arms up and we stand here for a moment, nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then of course we switch. Left leg gets the weight, right foot is light, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, down, all the way down. Hold at the bottom here. I'm going to do heels together, toes apart, standing nice and tall, arms by your sides. This is a heel lift. Give those heels a little bit of a squeeze. Push down through all of your toes as you lift the heels, and then slowly lower them down. Lift, slowly lower down. 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And come all the way down. Good. Keep yourself upright here. Head back again. Belly button is in. Arms are pressing straight back. As you press back, try not to adjust the shoulders too much. Really draw those abdominals in. 5, 4. You don't even have to press back very far here. 3, especially when you're holding heavier weights. 2, last one here. And then come back in and just hold the arms there. Come back to parallel, okay? There's something else I wanted to do. I think I'm just gonna do another set here. We're gonna do 8s again. I had an idea and it left me. That's all right. Okay, so we're coming back to one more set of the slow lower of the bicep curl. Lift and stand tall, up, slow lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, last one. Holding at the bottom. Roll the shoulders 3 times in one direction. And we'll go the other way. And then back by your sides, okay? We're coming back, standing to the right leg, bending the left knee. The left foot is nice and light. Stand tall into the right leg, arms out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we switch. Yes, quick note about the hips. Try not to sink into your hips, but to keep your hips even with one another. Stand light into your right leg. Last 4 here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Woo, and then come on down. We're going right to the next set. Switch your feet again, standing tall and to the right, bicep curl up, stand tall here, belly is in. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then hold, stay tall, switch the feet, stand tall into that left leg, up, 2, 3, and 4. Come all the way down, all the way down. Come down, back to our heels together, toes apart. Feel free to grab heavier weights here if you'd like. I'm just gonna stick with these for now. Squeeze the heels, stand nice and tall, and we're lifting, keeping the heels together. Slowly lower down. 2, 3. Keep the breath moving. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one here. All the way down. Awesome. Bring the feet out here. Let's do one more. Heels together, toes apart. Standing tall. Press back. 2. 2 more here. And last one. And then come on back in. Okay, I'm gonna put my weights down and just grab a really quick drink of water here. Okay. So I'm gonna leave my weights out of this first set. We're gonna do a little bit of a squat set here. Feet about hip distance. Just a quick cue that I found that I thought was really helpful. Squats start as if you're about to do a hinge. When you hinge forward, you hinge from your hips, and you do this like booty out, chest out thing. It's a similar thing that happens in the very beginning, and then you keep that feeling as you hinge, and then you push yourself back up to stand. It's a little bit of a hinge, and then you sit back in your imaginary chair, and you push yourself back. Hinge, squat, and push back up. I'm gonna do 6 more here. 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And one more time. Stand at the top. Bring your arms by your sides. Keep your palms by your sides for a minute. We're going to bring the arms up. As you go up overhead, turn your palms forward. As you bring your arms behind you, turn your palms out to the sides. And as you go down, palms behind you. Quick shoulder mobility exercise. Palms facing you. As you come up, we're rotating so the palms face forward. As you go wide, they face forward. As they go down, you start to rotate so your palms look back, slightly behind you with your arms, and then come back one more time like this. Palms face you. As you come up, you rotate forward. Out to the sides, you rotate back. The arms are slightly behind you as you return right by your sides, okay? We're gonna do another set of squats exactly the same way. If you want to grab some weights, load up on weights, arms right by your sides, go ahead and do it, okay? I'm gonna do another set without. So again, just a quick reminder, the squat begins and it's almost like you're about to hinge, but instead, you squat. and then come up tall. And 2, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All the way up. Standing here, step your left foot forward and your right foot back. Make sure your feet are hip distant apart. Bend your left knee over your left ankle or foot. See if you can make your back foot look straight ahead, and we're bringing our arms wide. So this is a hinge. We're hinging with the upper body. Forward and back up again. Forward and up. 3, up, 4, up, 2 more. I'm adjusting my arms here. 5, just for fun. Last one here. 6, and come up, and we're switching our feet. Right foot forward, left foot back. Feet are hip distant apart. See if you can get both of your feet to look straight ahead. Hips are looking straight ahead too. Front knee is over the foot. I'm gonna keep my arms right by my sides. Hinging forward, hinge, and back up. And 2, and up. 3, and up. 4, and up. 5, and up, and last one here. Come all the way up and step forward. Bring your thumbs behind you. Quick little stretch through the arms and the chest. Hook your thumbs. Reach down through the fingertips and let your head come forward. Let your head come over to the right, through the center and over to the left. One more each way. And then we're coming back to the center. Arms by your sides. We're going to do one more set of squats here. Grab your weights if you'd like, whatever number sounds exciting to you. And again, we'll start with this good forearm squat here. It's a little bit of a hinge, and then you squat and push up. At the top, really press your hips forward and squeeze your tushy. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. 7. Last one. All the way up, okay? From here, we're going to do a little bit of a stretch that is also a balance exercise. Maybe come closer to a wall so you don't fall to the ground. I'm going to use the wall if I need to. I'm going to grab my left foot with my left hand. I'm going to bring my right arm up to the ceiling, reaching the left knee down, pushing down through the right foot, pressing the left hip forward. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then, of course, we're switching. Bend your right knee. Grab the right foot. Left arm up. Reach that right knee down a little bit. Press the right hip forward. Breathe. 5, 2, and 1. And then release. Okay, we've got one more thing to do down on the mat. I'm taking one more sip of water here. You can come down on your back. And lie all the way down. We're coming back to a bridge here. We're going to do an articulated bridge. See if you can get your feet somewhat close to your tush, arms long by your sides. And we're going to start gently by rolling through the spine. You'll give a tuck to the pelvis. Gently roll through the spine to lift your hips. Come up as high as you feel like you should. Hold at the top. Find your long neck and your long arms. And we're going to come down in the same way. You're going to just breathe as you roll down. Release each piece. And when you get to your pelvis, release everything completely. Relax. We're going to do this one more time. Roll through the spine. Don't hold your breath, please. Come up as high as you feel like you should. Push through your whole foot, especially the heels. Long arms. And then just unweight the spine and relax through piece by piece. And relax your pelvis. Bring your arms and your feet a little bit wider. Bring your knees over to the right and then over to the left. And right and left. One more each way like this. And then come back to the center. Roll over onto your right side with both arms straight in front of you, palms together. Spine is nice and long here. Just relax through the head and the upper spine. And then we'll take the top arm and open all the way out to the wall behind you. And return. Open up. And return. One more like this. And return. This one, you'll open the top arm to the wall behind you, and I want you to bend both arms into a goalpost shape. Knees to the right, eyes to the left. One more deep breath here. Okay. Bring your arms down by your sides again, and then bring your knees over to the other side of the room, your space, and then bring the arms over as well. Relax through the upper spine and your bottom shoulder the best you can, and then open the top arm. Have your eyes follow your top hand, and return. And open and reach, and return. Open and reach, and return. This one, as you open, you bend your arms into that goalpost shape or cactusy shape and relax into this position. Knees left, eyes right. One more deep breath. Great. And then we can roll over onto our hands and knees. I'm going to come up to stand through a down dog. You can do something else if this isn't right for you today. Couple of deep breaths here, letting your head be heavy. And then we can walk our hands and our feet in towards one another. And then let the upper body hang. One more deep breath here. And then arms are heavy, bend your knees, push through the feet to roll it back up. All the way up to the top. Stand tall here, lift the chest, relax your shoulders, belly breath. One more. Very nice. Have an awesome day.